Imagine standing in the dead of winter during a brutal ice age, staring at an ancient hunter gathering a handful of toxic, bitter wild tubers, only to dip them straight into a thick sauce made entirely of mud and clay before eating it. It sounds like absolute madness, or perhaps pure desperation, but you are completely wrong. In the merciless depths of the prehistoric world, when food was scarce, our main hunter protagonist had to rely on this jaw-dropping survival method. Anthropologists studying ancient tribes were completely stunned to discover that eating dirt wasn't a tragic mistake, but a brilliant, highly calculated technique to stay alive. In reality, this was a masterpiece of primitive survival science. In the wild, most roots and tubers contain highly toxic alkaloids and tannins, designed to protect them from being eaten. If you consume them raw, your digestive system fails instantly. However, the right kind of clay acts as a natural detoxifier. Its molecular structure binds to these deadly toxins, encapsulating them and flushing them out of your body before they can do any harm. Not only that, but pregnant women throughout prehistoric history instinctively sought out and ate this specific clay. Modern science calls this phenomenon geophagy. It wasn't a psychological illness, but a brilliant biological defense mechanism to instantly replenish critical minerals like calcium and iron that were severely lacking in an all-meat or all-ice diet. Keep your eyes locked on the screen, because right now we are stepping into a far more terrifying territory where animal fat becomes a biological suit of armor against death at -30 degrees. If you skip the next section, you will miss the ultimate secret that kept humanity alive through the coldest winters in Earth's history. Picture the bone-chilling cold of the Arctic tundra, where temperatures easily plunge to -30 degrees Celsius. Our main hunter possessed no modern thermal underwear. His only shield was a dense layer of animal fat, smeared heavily from head to toe. Prehistoric humans melted down seal and bear blubber, rubbing it directly onto their bare skin, before layering up with heavy animal hides. This thick grease created a completely waterproof and windproof insulating barrier, halting body heat loss in its tracks. This was the earliest form of wetsuit technology ever engineered by human hands. Furthermore, this exact fat was mixed with red ochre powder and smeared on the face, acting as a primitive sunscreen to protect their eyes and skin from the brutal UV glare reflecting off the endless snow. But the madness goes even deeper. Prepare yourself, because our ancestors also weaponized a bodily fluid you would never expect: urine. When our protagonist suffered a deep, jagged gash from a predator's claws, infection meant an absolute death sentence in a world without antibiotics. His immediate solution: pouring fresh urine directly into the open wound. Fresh urine is sterile when it leaves the body and is highly rich in urea, a compound with potent antiseptic properties. Ancient warriors routinely used it to clean battlefield wounds. Even more surprising, the highly concentrated ammonia in aged urine was utilized to tan animal hides, breaking down stiff proteins and turning raw skins into soft, flexible, winterproof clothing. Would you believe that a human being can hunt down an antelope that runs 3 times faster than them without firing a single arrow? Don't change the channel, because the next section will unlock a terrifying biological superpower hidden inside your own body. A secret weapon that allowed humans to run prey to death. The ultimate hunting method of the prehistoric world required no long-range weapons. It was called persistence hunting. Visualize our hunter spotting a massive antelope. Instead of stalking it, he simply breaks into a steady, relentless run directly toward it. Terrified, the animal bolts away at lightning speed, leaving the human hunter behind in a matter of seconds. But here is the biological twist. The antelope disappears from sight, but the hunter tracks its heavy footprints in the dirt, continuing his steady pace. The animal eventually stops to rest, believing it is safe, only for the grim silhouette of the human to reappear on the horizon. Panic-stricken, it runs again. This brutal, psychological game continues endlessly for 3 to 4 hours under a scorching sun. The secret lies entirely in how bodies cool down. Most four-legged mammals cannot pant to release heat while sprinting. Their breathing is mechanically locked to their running stride. Humans, however, possess millions of sweat glands and run upright on 2 legs. We are the only primates on Earth engineered to continuously dump heat while moving at high intensities. The climax of this deadly chase is always the same. The prey's body temperature skyrockets to dangerous levels. Its blood boils, its muscles lock up, and it collapses completely from heat exhaustion. The hunter simply walks up to the helpless animal and finishes the harvest. Your large gluteal muscles and arched feet exist today solely because of these ancient marathon chases. Do you think ice only brings freezing death? What if I told you our ancestors could use a freezing block of ice to ignite a roaring fire in the dead of winter? Keep watching, because this mind-blowing ancient optical hack will make even modern engineers question everything they know. To forge fire from ice, our hunter had to source a piece of glacial ice that was completely crystal clear, without a single trapped air bubble. Using the warmth of his bare palms and a sharp stone tool, he meticulously shaved and smoothed the ice into a perfect convex lens. By angling this icy magnifying glass toward the midday sun, he focused the solar rays into a hyper-concentrated point on dry moss. The condensed solar energy generated an intense heat, causing the tinder to smolder. A tiny ember sparked to life, and from that freezing block of ice, a life-saving fire was born. This is undeniable proof that prehistoric humans possessed a profound intuitive understanding of optical physics, passed down through millennia of trial, error, and survival. With fire secured, preserving food became the next grand challenge. They invented pemmican, the ultimate survival superfood. The hunter pounded lean, dried meat into a fine powder, mixing it with melted animal fat at a strict 1-to-1 ratio. Pressed into dense cakes, this high-calorie food could last for years without spoiling, sustaining the tribe through barren winters. Alongside food preservation, ancient medicine was shockingly advanced. For severe wounds, they applied raw, unpasteurized honey. Honey contains virtually no water, causing bacteria to shrivel and die through osmosis, while naturally producing hydrogen peroxide to sterilize tissue. They also applied moldy bread to infected wounds, accidentally utilizing penicillin thousands of years before its modern discovery. Even more fascinating, our hunter would harvest fresh spider silk to pack deep into bleeding wounds. Natural spider silk is incredibly rich in vitamin K, a critical organic catalyst that instantly accelerates blood clotting and shields open flesh from external bacteria. All of these advanced medical marvels were forged on the razor-thin edge of life and death. Do you know why a lone alpha male, no matter how strong, will inevitably perish in the wild, while a group of completely average people will survive? Let's step into our final section, where a true historical story and the secrets of ancient social engineering will completely change how you view human strength. The myth of the lone wolf surviving indefinitely in the wild is pure fiction. In the harsh reality of the prehistoric world, a single individual could never hunt, guard against predators, maintain a fire, and build shelters all at once during a relentless blizzard. The true, ultimate weapon of humanity never lay in our muscles or claws. It lay in our tribe. Look at the historical records of 19th century Arctic exploration. When Sir Ernest Shackleton's advanced expedition became hopelessly trapped in polar ice, what saved them wasn't British maritime technology. It was pemmican, the exact survival food recipe adopted from indigenous tribes. Explorers who abandoned these ancient indigenous foods frequently paid with their lives. Consider also the master navigators of Polynesia. They traversed millions of square miles of the open Pacific Ocean without a single compass or map. A master wayfinder would lie flat on the bottom of the canoe, feeling the subtle clashing rhythms of deep-sea swells against the hull to map their position, while reading the unique colors of distant clouds to spot hidden islands. In ancient tribes, the elderly and physically frail were protected at all costs. Why? Because they were living libraries. They were the only ones who remembered the catastrophic droughts from 40 years prior. They knew exactly which toxic roots became edible during famine. Their accumulated memory was the ultimate survival insurance policy for the younger generation. This prehistoric social system operated on reciprocal altruism. When our hunter brought home a massive kill, the meat was strictly distributed to everyone, not hoarded. This wasn't simple charity, it was a social contract. They understood that when they suffered a bad hunting week in the future, the rest of the tribe would keep their children alive. The greatest lesson our ancestors left behind isn't a primitive tool-making hack or a fire-starting trick. It is a lesson of profound social cohesion and deep respect for the natural world. We live in a modern civilization surrounded by immense luxury. Yet our infrastructure is incredibly fragile, leaving us entirely dependent on technology we don't understand. The wisdom of the ancients serves as a stark reminder that arrogance before nature always carries a fatal price tag. When true crisis strikes, an intimate understanding of your environment and the absolute unity of your community are your most advanced weapons. Technology can vanish in the blink of a solar flare, but these primal instincts are coded into your DNA forever. What do you think about these insane yet highly scientific survival methods used by our ancestors? If the world lost power completely tomorrow, how many days do you honestly think you could survive with your current skill set? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below, and let's start a conversation.